Get into the world of celebrities and Bravo Labs with What the Reality with me, Cache Roberts. I discuss the mess of it all, from reality TV, Hey Housewives, to iconic pop culture moments in the making. We are talking about it all. Don't forget to leave a 5-star rating and a comment wherever you listen to your podcast. Welcome to the pod. You are listening to What the Reality with me, Cache Roberts. This is your Tuesday episode, and we are getting into Real Housewives of Atlanta. We have to talk about Mormon Wives. I finished binging it today. We're going to talk about Basketball Wives LA. This is going to be more, we're talking about what's on reality TV. So skip the reality topics, but we're talking about what has been airing because there's just been so much TV out there. How are you guys? I have an update. New webcam. I think it's better quality than the last one. The other one was cool, but I think this one is even better. The sun is setting, so hopefully we can finish up in an hour. And yeah, I'm liking this setup a lot better. I have some tea to share because something happened today on TikTok. I was just firing off sending videos, so I want to update you guys with my TikTok. But we have 2 reality topics I did want to get into today because, like I said, I really want to talk about Mormon wives, basketball wives, Atlanta. So I don't really want to spend too much time on reality topics, but I was saying I was so excited for my podcast to start video podcasting so you guys know what I'm talking about, because in this episode, we're going to be talking about Summer House. Summer House dropped their reunion looks, and I'm going to be giving my 1-2-1-2 on it. I mean, what do I know about Summer House reunion looks? Reunion looks in general, I'm just a girl at home judging the girls, but I think I know a thing or two when it comes to makeup and fashion. And let me just say this, the looks really were not giving for Summer House, not as they're normally giving. I'm going to start screen recording on my phone so I can just share it and y'all can see. But we're going to run through. So the first one on our list is Amanda Batula. She's in this gorgeous lilac color dress, and she says, I feel like we're giving timeless beauty. It doesn't say who she's wearing. Let me see if I can find out what they are wearing. Summer House reunion looks. Let me see if an article has who they are wearing, because that'll be a lot more interesting. It'll make more sense. It doesn't really say what they're wearing. Yeah. I don't know if I can find out what they're wearing. There's a best to worst. Yeah. No one's saying what they're wearing. So let me go back to what I was looking at then, and we'll do that. So first up is Amanda Batula. She looks really good in my opinion. She is in this amazing, so obviously the theme is giving like cotton candy in my opinion. Like you got the purples, the greens, the blue. It's giving spring. So we got Amanda Batula. She is in this gorgeous drapey like front tie dress gown. This is the best Amanda has looked. Oh, she looks really good. I didn't even notice my thing went down. Let me move that. Okay. Yeah, I didn't even realize Amanda, what was I saying? Amanda looks really good. This is the best she's probably ever looked. She just looks really good, period. Okay. And I love the slick back hair. All right, let's get into Kyle. Kyle is known for a suit. He lives in a suit. This suit is it's giving, what is this, baby blue? So the theme, guys, it looks like the set was a bed. So they're giving homage, obviously, to the bed party, which was iconic. So it looks like they turned the set, like the stage, into literally a bed. I'm like, I don't know how you do that, but they did it. All right, Kyle, I wouldn't have done the shoes. So I'm going to talk about the looks and then I'm going to give my best or my worst to best. So this is Paige's look. Paige's hair looks really good. She's in this nice fitted green gown. It doesn't really fall to the floor like Amanda's does. I don't know what this is. Like, I kind of wish she did a different post so I could see it. It's definitely giving modest. It's cool. I think her hair looks really good. I love the longer hair on her, or I either like the bob or the curtain bangs. I don't like when it's just long and it has like no body. Like these curls are giving timeless. This is really cute. Oh, so Amanda must be the only one that doesn't tell us what we are, because Paige's dress is Luisa Itla, Luna shoes, Aquazara. Okay, so she did tell us who was doing what. She gave us credit to makeup artists. The hair looks really good. Paige says she custom designed her look and was inspired by the pastel theme to wear mint green. That, like I said, this color on Paige looks amazing. I've never seen someone pull off this color before. It looks really good. And then she said, of course, I had to wear shoulder pads. Yeah. Her and Lindsay are really cool now, and I love that because I'm a Lindsay stan. Okay, let's get into Lindsay Hubbard's look. 8 down. OG Lindsay is back. You guys remember when Lindsay first came into the summer house with that short bob, telling off people with the rosé in the hand? It looks like Lindsay, the OG Lindsay, is back. I love this look. This is like a beautiful, what is this, like a periwinkle? It kind of reminds me of Wendy's dress from the last reunion with the white with like the tooth sharp. I wasn't crazy about that, but this looks really good with the bob. Face is eating down. This dress is Mattis 6V. I feel like I've heard of this before. Jessica Simpson are the shoes. Who did that makeup? Shout out to Katie Nova. This makeup eats. Like, I feel like that one TikTok when Lindsay's like, I'm getting my personality back. Lindsay looks good. She looks really good. Emerald. I don't know why maybe these are supposed to be navy blue socks. I don't know why he would do black socks if they are black socks with this look. That would make no sense to me. I like the color. It's like a khaki green, like a pastel green. It kind of looks like khaki. Sierra. And of course, and she doesn't even say what she's wearing. Let me turn up my light as the sun is setting. Yeah, she doesn't even say what she's wearing. Okay, Gabby. Gabby. Gabby is giving me every current housewife in Muggler. The bob is bobbing though. It does the what Nene Leak says. She says it doesn't go. It goes. Gabby's hair looks really good. Her makeup looks really good. So this is a top and a skirt. Top Aliyah, skirt Sergio Hudson. So the top and skirt aren't even from the same designer. How did she pull that off? Not even from the same designer. Yeah. It's like a pastel pink. So they're doing pastels. Had to readjust my light again. Okay. Carl. Light blue. Outfit Banana Republic. You know what? It's giving Banana Republic. I'm not even gonna lie. That's not shocking to me. Jesse Solomon. Okay. I'm gonna keep scrolling. Wes. Okay, glasses. Period, Wes. What I like Wes' hair grown out like this, like the shaggy cut, like the cool boy, like the you're too cool for school. This look suits him. I wish they took pictures before they sat down, because the type A in me is like, your pants are all wrinkly. Jessie looks a mess. Lexi. She looks like a model. It looks a little cheap to me, but it's giving like this day and age Cinderella with the sparkles. She looks good. You know what? I'm here for Lexi Wood these days. What is she wearing? Oh, outfits meshki. So she's keeping it pretty affordable for the girls. She's like, you too can get this. And that's that. That is the looks. So let's go over, I would say, my worst dress. And I'm not even going to give that to the guys because the guys are just wearing suits. Like, nobody really impresses me. I mean, the best dress suit is probably Kyle. That's because Kyle knows his fittings and he knows what needs to be tailored. He's probably best dressed for men. But let's do worst dress for my girls. Wait until you guys see who I select. Ooh! My worst dress is Sierra. And Sierra usually brings it. Last reunion, she brought it with that revenge body. She's never needed a reason to have a revenge body, but she had a revenge body for the reunion to show up West. However, this look is giving Bryn Winfield. What is Bryn's last name? I think I just mixed up her name with Sheree's last name. What is Bryn's last name? It is Bryn Whitfield. It's giving Bryn Whitfield at the Roni last reunion. It just doesn't look fitted at all. I mean, Sierra's trying to do goddess. She said, I think I'm giving goddess, like greatest goddess, very ethereal vibes, which was kind of my vibe last year. So maybe in a different way. It's definitely in a different way. Not in a successful way. I feel like my light is so bright. I'm just trying to, because the sun keeps setting. So I just want to make sure my camera doesn't look too crazy. Yeah. Sierra's probably my worst dress because I just expect so much more for Sierra. I mean, her braids are giving goddess though, for sure. The dress though, it just looks like it could have been fitted better. It looks like if anyone, because the rumors and nastiness about Summer House is that somebody is pregnant. So if I were to guess from these pictures that anyone's pregnant, it would be giving Sierra because it gives me like it's oversized. Like, are you trying to hide something? I know Sierra's not pregnant, but I'm just saying, like, because that's a rumor right now, because Jesse put that out there. We'll get to him. He put that out there that there was some huge reveal that changes the like cast and like the experience and the trajectory of Summer House forever. He said that, and people are saying, is Amanda pregnant? Did Paige mention that, she's not coming back? Did Lindsay mention she wasn't coming back? It had to be something to really shake them up. But I'm just saying, what about we just think that Jesse's a liar? I wouldn't be shocked by that if it is just the fact that someone was announcing. I don't know. I just wouldn't be shocked. You know what I mean? But yeah, Sierra looks. I just gave her my worst dress. Second to worst dress is definitely Gabby because, like I said, it's nothing special about it. It's giving muggler. That's that. Then it would go Lexi Wood because it looks cheap, but I also love that she did an affordable vibe for us because on period I can get it. And she's always serving with the hair, the makeup, the body. So wrapped up, this makes her a solid third place for me. Next up would be Paige DeSorbo. Paige looks good. The hair and the makeup eats. I don't understand this dress. Is it a belt? Like, why that little part is showing your hip bone? I don't know. But I will tell you this. Jury stacked. What is her jury? Nicole Rose. The jury's, like, shiny. Like, shining. She looks good. I'm just saying the dress is very weird to me. I'm just like, why did she do that? The dress is really weird to me. Okay, and then I'm really torn between Amanda and Lindsay. And they're both in this cute lilac periwinkle. I don't know. Who is my first? Amanda looks really good. I think next would be would be Lindsay Hubbard, because the tooth thing, like the on one side of the dress, it like goes up like you're like about to sharpen a tooth, and that's it. I mean, that would be my only thing. I kind of wish it was balanced out, maybe, but I don't know. That kind of adds to the edge. Her hair looks amazing. I think I'm gonna have to give them a tie, because the only thing I would say about Amanda is maybe I would like to see the shoe, but even this whole look eats like, I don't know. I think Amanda's my first. Amanda's the first because she just looks so clean, put together. This is a little different for her. Amanda always looks good. It's not hard to look that good when you look like that. But this is giving full circle 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. And I don't have any pointers to say because it just looks so good. I can't believe I was screen recording that whole time. But yeah, she looks really good. Her and Lindsay look really good. I just love that Lindsay's back with the bob, like the short bob. I love her. I love her. But so the summer house reunion looks are out. We have the finale coming up this week. I'm going to be recapping that on Friday's episode. And then after Friday's episode, we're going to be back with what's the reality on What the Reality. We have a very special topic I cannot wait to talk about. You are listening to What the Reality with me, Cashay Roberts. We're about to get into Portia. Portia got a weird post, and then we're going to get into Atlanta, a quick little recap, and then I want to talk about Mormon wives because it was so good. Okay, I had to get a different camera setting because the webcams, we're figuring them out. Okay, so we have some other news. I want to talk about Portia, and then I'm going to get into Real Housewives of Atlanta. So Portia, I think this was Friday. She was catching up on some Atlanta episodes, and she thought she should post, I'm going to just say this, I'm watching new episode at Shamia Morton. Now, don't take it there. Don't imply S about Diane Williams. I've been keeping it cute, quiet, and you can do and say what you want in me. But hear me when I say wrong road. Talking about, well, your mom thought my mom was a friend. Knowing, well, that she did, what she did to my mom is highly egregious. Don't do it. Keep playing victim. And that's BS. Don't F with my mom. Okay, so she's taken that down. And this comes after, it was Shamia's birthday, I think, also either Thursday or Friday. And Portia did respond to her post, or she made a whole post about Shamia. And I think she said, like, happy birthday, all of this stuff, yada, yada, yada. And then we get, Portia going on Instagram and posting that on her story, I think it was. No, it wasn't her story. It was on her feed. So there's something definitely amongst the waters between Mama Diane and Shamia's mom. I can't think of her name. In my opinion, though, Mama Diane just gives me like bitter woman vibes. I mean, didn't she fall out with Lauren's mom too or something? Or not? Lauren, do they have the same mom? I don't think Lauren is Diane's daughter. I think they have the same dad, Portia and Lauren. So she fell out with Lauren's mom. She's telling Portia and coaching her kind of how she should be acting as a woman and how she should be maneuvering life, which is basically all about getting the checks, securing the bag. She's not very much for, women empowerment. That's the vibes Mama Diane gives me. I like Mama Diane, but we have seen a different side to her, the way she is talking about Shamia, which I do find odd if this is, your daughter's friend. Like, just talking about someone's kid is crazy. So clearly something has happened between Mama Diane and Shamia's mom. And I don't know if we're going to get there, but they did kind of highlight that in this episode. And maybe that's why Portia was feeling such a type of way. I don't know. Those are really your reality topics, though, because like I said, this episode, I really wanted to get into some recaps and just talking about all these shows that are on, and like starting with Atlanta. And I also I did not watch the after show, but I watched Bravo's Love Hotel too. And I started watching Watch Happens Live. But y'all, there is just too much TV out right now. It's a good problem to have. But when I want to watch it all before I film, it's a terrible problem to have because there's just so much that happens between like Thursday and now. But anyway, so Atlanta recap. I want to talk about Angela and Charles. So, and that's another thing. I want to do my recaps differently where I'm kind of just talking about like certain scenes and instead of doing a scene by scene because I want to talk about other stuff. I love my Atlanta episodes, but I do want to talk about other stuff. So I want to talk about Angela and Charles because there's this thing on social media about that man do not love her. So Charles is from Cleveland. I am from Cleveland. Shout out to Cleveland. Angela is from Chicago. So I think the biggest thing what we've seen about Angela and Charles is that the ladies were claiming Charles was not claiming Angela in the beginning of their marriage. And now we also found out there was more to that story at the Madison Square Garden when they decided to separate. It wasn't just because he got kicked out. It was because he was also cheating on her. And that's another thing Angela added to that whole relationship last episode. So now this episode, we do get a scene of like Charles basically not feeling Angela during date night, and she like asked him for a kiss, and it's just very awkward. But people are saying Charles does not like Angela. I was watching Watch Happens Live, and Andy thinks that, oh, Charles must like Angela because, you know, he's agreed to film the show for her. And who was on there? So it was Ashley Darby on there, and it was Shamia Morton. And they said basically no. And the audience on social media is saying Charles does not like Angela. I don't know. It seems like that's kind of their relationship dynamic. Like they just kind of like talk crap about each other. But I don't know. One moment it seems as though Charles is like irritated with Angela. It just seems like a very weird relationship. And then Angela was like, come on, like I'm giving you an out. And this was in the confessional. And she said, I'm giving you an out to like at least, you know, support me or something. And basically say that, you know, this is our dynamic. She said, I'm trying to give you out. And he said, I don't need an out. So I just think they have a very, like, as the Brits would say, like, they just like to take the piss out of each other. Like, they just like to kind of joke with each other. I don't know if Charles dislikes her, but more about their relationship is going to come out. That's why Phaedra's coming on to the show, because I guess there was more rumors that he was cheating on her. Not shocking, because like I said, there does seem to be like a romantic disconnect on camera, or maybe he just doesn't want to film with her. So I don't know. People are saying on social media that he's not really into her. She's more into him. And I could see both ways. Maybe, like I said, he's just really uncomfortable. He doesn't really seem to click with her family either. Okay. And then the next scene, we get Cynthia and Shamia meeting up. What did I have to say about this? People do not like Shamia's haircut. I think Shamia's haircut looks amazing. I think she can pull off all of it because she was on the Breakfast Club and she had a middle part. I think she can pull it off everything. She looks good in everything. But I just wanted to point that out because I'm like, okay, period, haircut. What else? So Shamia is venting to Cynthia about clearly the pillow talk night. Not pillow talk night, the lingerie night. If you guys know what pillow talk night is, what season of Atlanta that is. What season? Because that's totally different from this lingerie. But anyway, she's talking about like how she feels a type of way that Portia was essentially allowing these women to even talk about their friendship. And she just was like, you know, reflecting. She gets a little teary-eyed. She was just reflecting on their friendship and how like she genuinely has a good time. I listened to Carlos King's podcast and I love that he has Claudia Jordan and Dustin on there. And Carlos had a very interesting perspective, and I found it interesting because initially what he said, he's like, he would hate for the show to tear, you know, Shamia and Portia apart, but now his stance has changed and he's kind of like, I don't know if they're friends just solely based on history. And I think we see that a lot, even in our own lives, we can relate to that. Do you just stay friends with somebody because you've known them for a while? I know I've definitely felt that way in some things as well. And I'm just like, I understand what Carlos King is saying 110%, but it was an interesting take because I'm like, are they just friends because of that? And now we're also seeing are they just friends because of the whole, their moms of it all? I guess their moms were good friends and that's how they became friends, but their moms are not cool. And I wonder how much of that is kind of rubbing off on the women. We even get Portia saying something twisted to Shamea, which we'll get to. But yeah, Shamea's just very much not in a good mental space and just saying how she's just genuinely shocked this is happening. But Shamea, in Portia's defense, there's not much to defend Portia on these days. But in her defense, you were talking to other ladies in the group about your issues with her. And I just feel like you have to be careful with that because it's clearly going to get back to Portia. And you see, Angela did it really fast. That's another thing she pointed out. She thinks that Angela kind of twisted what she was saying. But I thought it was very interesting because, guys, are we getting closer to a Nene Leakes on Atlanta? It's high-key giving that. They left in a clip of Nene Leakes a couple episodes ago. They left in a clip, I cannot remember, but they left it in when before they would have literally blocked it out. Okay. I think I forgot even what I was saying. But yes, so I don't know. It seems as though we may be closer to a Nene Leakes on air debut because of the reason that Cynthia said that she sees similarities in Portia and Shamea's friendship with her and Nene. And I just wonder because you guys know Cynthia did go on the Nene Leakes show and they did talk about how far they've come and, they may not be in the same headspace of, they used to talk on the phone like 10 times a day. They're not in that same headspace. But now I do think they can, reconcile. And they even say like they see each other. They probably don't hang out all the time, but when they see each other, they sit down and catch up. It's like that sort of friendship or, every once in a while they will hang out. And, yeah, she was just saying she sees similarities. And I don't know, the fact that Bravo kind of kept their friendship in, I think it was a friend contract scene that they kept in. I don't know. It looks like Nene may be back in the works because you guys remember last season they were showing a flashback. I think it was the 100th episode or maybe not. Was it the 100th episode? And then they took out Nene in one of like the intros. And my thing is like just use a newer intro than when Nene wasn't on. But yes, I was like, wait a minute. Are we getting a return of Nene Leakes? I would love it. I just want her foundation shade to match. Look at me. I'm not trying to be shady, but Nene, she was at her she's at her talk show. The foundation shade is not matching the neck. It is not the lighting. It is like a whole lighter shade. It's washing her out. Other than that, Nene looks good. She looks good to me. Okay, what else is happening? So then we also get some pickup scenes. And I thought it was interesting because Shamea's sisters were talking about her friendship and how they've noticed for a long time it hasn't been the same and it's been going wrong for a while. And then we get a scene, I got something in my eye. Then we get a scene of like Portia and Angela, bowling with Cynthia. And Portia is saying that PJ is asking about Simon. And I highly doubt that. Or she like continues to say like he's leaving them on red. But I'm like, we've seen what he's done with his children with Fallon. Is it really a shock? I don't know if it's really a shock because it's like he kind of dipped out of that relationship so fast. And then she's saying that they're calling him and he's not answering. I don't know what she wants from us as viewers to do with that information because we really don't care. It sucks, but it's like you already told us this information. Now you're telling us again, PJ's calling Simon. Okay. So then Portia then acknowledges to the ladies that she probably hasn't been the best friend to Shamea because she's been going through so much. And she's saying how like, because she's going through this divorce, maybe she could not have been there that much for Shamea. But I don't think Portia realized this has been going on longer than your divorce with Simon. I think Shamea has felt a type of way for a while since you did not show up to her wedding. And Andy did tweet today. He was like, what should I ask the ladies of Real Housewives of Atlanta? But I did tweet, I tweeted something. I was like, Portia, are you jealous of Shamia because of the lifestyle she lives? And like, clearly Portia was supposed to come on and live this lifestyle, this soft lifestyle. She was considering quitting, like doing all her other jobs to live this soft life, something that Mama Diane has encouraged for a long time. And I'm like, are you jealous that your friend now has been casted on this show and she is living this soft life that you were supposed to be showing for your return? I don't know if Portia's going to return to Atlanta. I think she's really regretting it, and we're going to talk about that. But yeah, I just thought that was interesting how Portia's like, maybe I wasn't a good friend, but I'm like, it sounds like you haven't been a good friend for a while. Like, this isn't just a singular incident. But Portia ultimately does want to talk it through with Shamia, which we will get to. And then we get another scene of like, Drew on the phone with her mom, and basically Ralph's trying to get her lawyer rescinded from the case because I guess they opened up another business from Drew Sidora's LLC. It made no sense. And then I guess Ralph also wants 40% of Drew Sidora's LLC, which was made in 2009 prior to her meeting him. And then Drew is genuinely shocked in her confessional. She keeps saying this. She's like, I'm shocked that Ralph would even ask for this because he's doing pretty well. And I'm just like, is he doing well? Because if he wants 40% of this and he wants 40, and then he wants a percentage of her newer one, I'm like, I don't know if he's doing well. I don't know if he's doing as well as you think he is. And I don't know. It's just kind of annoying to see Drew be so blind. She's like, I don't know why Ralph's asking for this. He does really well. Girl, clearly not. I don't think he's doing well because he wouldn't be asking for 40% of your business and no child support. Or he doesn't want to support you with child support. He doesn't want to pay. He's not even offering up his finances. That's giving I'm broke and I don't want the world to see. That's what it's giving. What else is happening? Oh, and then we find out that Ralph locked her out of the house, which we did see in the trailer. So we did get, she said that she like showed up to the house, tried to put the code in. That's another thing. They have a code for the house, which I feel like is like, I don't know if that's a good thing. But I mean, you could change the key just as much you can change the code. So I guess that's that. But I guess he locked her out the house and then like came in from the basement up to the door to like unlock the door for her. I'm just like, girl. The fact that the courts would rule that you guys should both still be living in the same house, it just leaves room for this petty stuff that's going on. And I genuinely hate this for her. What else is happening? So Angela's mom's come over and we do find out, Angela did just say this on Instagram that her mom did pass away. So it was crazy, very bittersweet, I'm sure, to see her mom on the show, which was good that she was able to see her mom on the show, but Angela's mom has passed away. So her mom comes over to say that she is moving out of the house that Angela apparently spent $500,000 on. Angela is not, I did notice that Angela is not saying her sister's name on camera. So if anything, because her mom has passed away, I'm hoping that her and her sister are in a good place now and can reconcile because of such a tragedy. And yeah, but she doesn't say her name and they blur out all of the photos. So I am interested in that story because what happened between her and her sister? And then Angela also confronts her mom. She's like, I needed you in that moment to stick up for me and my daughter. And then we get a little more insight as to why Angela and Charles fell out. And it was something slick that Charles said. I guess he murmured something under his breath saying to Angela's mom, like, your daughter needs to clean up around this house or something. And I guess Angela's mom went off. But Angela says, like, she's still cool with Charles to this day. I don't know how they're cool. They haven't talked in 3 years. And unfortunately, I hope they talked before she passed. I think her passing was unexpected, but from the post I got from Angela. But it's just so funny to see Angela's mom. She's like, oh, I love Charles. But then Angela's like, but y'all haven't spoken like 3 years. So whatever happened, they really set the tone for each other. Like, they have not spoken. But she says, like, she wants to apologize to him. But I just think it's interesting how she's like, oh, I'm fine with him. But, you know, rest in peace, Angela's mom. It was nice to see her reality TV debut. And that's that. All right. So next we get I wrote down something that I'm like, I don't even care to mention. Just like Kelly teaching Chloe how to drive. I was just like, Chloe, why are you driving with an AirPod? Like, the people that drive with AirPods, is it possible? I feel like that is dangerous. Okay, and then we get, so Drew's mom flew in, and this kind of an extension of their conversation initially about how, like, Drew's saying like her lawyers got rescinded from the case, and it's just like, Ralph, what the heck? He's crazy. And then Drew's mom has actually talked to Ralph, and she said the only thing that they've really talked about is how it is not good that the judge ruled for them to be living under the same roof, because it's now leaving all this room for like pettiness, which I do agree with. But then Drew's mom also says how the kids are different. And this really just breaks Drew, because she didn't realize her kids were different. And then there's like scenes of them not listening. And then her mom's like, if they can't listen to me, if I can't get kids to listen to me, then we have a serious problem. And you know, it's that OG like Southern grandma stuff. I mean, they're from Chicago. It's that, you know, the grandkids normally listen to the grandma, or the grandma is the fun one. My grandma is the fun one. But I wasn't acting up. I mean, I do have a brother, so I think he was acting up. But I'm just saying, like, when you're not listening to the grandparents, I think for Drew, that was like the ultimate blow, because she's just like, I did not know this was happening. So she does leave after that. And then finally, let's get into Shamia and Portia's bizarre meetup. And then I want to get to the Mormon lives, because that was crazy. I did finish watching it today. So Shamia and Portia's meetup was very performative to me. It just seemed very fake. So Shamia's sitting down. She is not here for it. She's just not here for it. The vibes were just off as soon as they both sat down. And I would say, and then Portia even says, Shamia, you're very reserved. Like, what's going on? All of that stuff. So then Shamia essentially apologizes for not being open about her feelings in their friendship. And Shamia is explaining how, you know, things that Portia does, like, makes her feel dismissed. So, like, Portia talking over her, all of that stuff. And Portia literally, when they're starting this, answers a phone call from her mom. And her mom don't like Shamia. So it's just awkward. And then also there's an incident where Portia's, like, moving, you know, the silverware. It's kind of like when Claudia and Portia were meeting up. And Portia was like, you ever smell Tom Ford? And she's like rubbing her hands together. She's like, oh, like, smell that. Like, you know what I mean? It was just kind of like, it was giving the same vibe. And then Claudia's like, you really about to try to change the subject. So Portia's like gathering her silverware and like moving it literally while Shamia's talking. And she's like saying, she says something. She was like, she let out a sigh. She was like, like, she did not want to be bothered talking to Shamia. And I felt really bad for Shamia. But yeah. So then Shamia just says, like, she feels dismissed a lot of times. So I said, Shamia's really letting it all out, and she's kind of just shooting off. And Portia's not, I don't think she's taking it in. She's just sitting there like, okay, like, next scene. Like, when is this over? It was very weird. And then we get, so then Portia told Shamia that, so then Shamia's like, and then you tell me things like your mom doesn't like me. And I'm like, Portia, why would you say that? Why would you tell your friend, you know, my mom doesn't like you? Because we all know the saying, moms know best. So it's like, if mom doesn't like you, she may be right. So it's kind of like, why are you telling your best friend that? Your best friend of 20 years. Y'all have decades on all these other women, which is beyond me. But Portia thinks that, so then Portia is like getting teary-eyed or something. And Shamia's like I said, she's letting it all out. And then Shamia drops this bombshell that Portia said off camera. She's like, why don't I get the same Portia off camera as I do on camera? And she asked Portia that. And Portia basically said they would have to pay me more money for that. There it is. Portia does not want to be her true self. She doesn't want to be her fun-loving, go-lucky self, because that's too real for the show. She wants to play into this narrative and this character and this persona of herself, of what she thinks the audience wants her to be like. She can't be that real self that Shamea is getting off cameras, because she's like, they have to pay me more money for that. And then I'm just like, Portia, why the heck would you come back if you're not trying to be your real self? Oh, because they would need to pay you more. So it kind of just confirms everything I've been saying, is that Portia really much is jealous of Shamea. The fact that you can't maintain that same friendship on and off camera because you are so threatened by people possibly liking your friend, by like the women in the group possibly liking your friend, it shows how weak and insecure you really are. It really does. So when she said that, I was like, oop, and there it is. And then why after that, Portia's like, you're trying to fight with me on camera. She gets up and she walks, and then she's like, calm down. In the bathroom, she's like, let me calm down. And it's like, do you really think I believe you're crying in the bathroom? No, you're like, okay, you texting the producers, y'all may need to up my rate this episode, because now I have to bring out my emotions during the scene. This isn't what I agreed for in my contract. Just like she was not crying when Angela was breaking the news that Shamea possibly was talking crap about her to them or venting to them. She put that, what was it, the fan over her. There was no tears. It was all fake. Everything with Portia is fake and performative. It is. As of right now, it is. And I'm so disgusted and truly disheartened by it. But I'm just like, Portia, what? So then Portia eventually comes back and she's like, you want to get the food to go? She's like, oh, dang, I didn't know we were done. They both apologize. It's super fake. It's super forced. And it's just kind of like, let's apologize so we don't have to do this. And Portia's like, I don't want to break up with my friend. And I get that, but it's like, you're also not being real with your friend. Y'all both aren't being real with each other, because Shamea accepts her, ditching her to go to the bathroom. I would have left. Like, okay, you're not trying to be real. She's not trying to be real. She's not trying to be real. And it's really unfortunate, because it's like, what is the friendship? Was there ever a friendship? I don't know. But I thought the scene, they both agree to move forward. It's a good kumbaya for on camera. I know they aren't cool off camera, and it shows as of right now, they still not cool off camera. So that, how much of that was real? You know what I mean? Was it that real? But we'll see. So the next episode, we do get Phaedra coming back, and period. I am here for Phaedra. I'm excited to see where Phaedra brings. I think we have like 4, maybe 5 more episodes left, because I think we're on episode 9, or are we on episode 10? I think there's 15 episodes. I'm not sure. I hope it's not 12. I'm hoping we get like 4 more episodes. I don't think there's only 2 left, because I do know they said Phaedra came on when there was like 2 weeks left of filming. I'm hoping that doesn't equate to 2 more episodes left, because I just binged Mormon Wives. What else am I going to watch? We got Miami coming up soon, so I guess that's that. But speaking of Mormon Wives, I definitely want to get into it. Okay, let's get into The Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. I finished it. I started watching it, Friday? It's now Monday I'm recording. It was an easy watch. It always is. Let's dive into what happened this season, starting off with Jen Affleck, who is not Jen Affleck. Jennifer ended the season not being there. Also very confused. Was that the end of a season, or was that a season break? Were they ordered for more episodes? I have a feeling they were, because it seemed like the preview we got was for the following episode, not for a whole season. I think it's just like a break. I'm waiting for them to announce, because it hasn't been out a week yet. It'll be out a week on Thursday. I'm wondering if they're saying that was just like the first part of the season, and then they were ordered for another 10 episodes, because I can totally see that happening. Or were they ordered for another 5? Either way, Jen Affleck was not in a good place with the group when she came on, because initially she did not accept Zach's super performative behavior. I know that's my favorite word, performative, but it was. He all of a sudden has a change of heart, and is like, he's seen the backlash he's gotten on social media, and now he's trying to apologize to everyone and trying to show Jen that he's a changed man. And I clocked it. He's not, because instantly when they do the whole stripper Chippendales remake thing. She said he got super upset with her and took that frustration out on her. And it's seeming like she was really upset about it. And it was seeming like the same thing. Either way, Jen is not in a good place with the group because she is not happy at home. And now she's pregnant by this man again. Jen just comes off very dumb to me. I hope she's okay. I know a big thing during the season was her mental health. And it seems like she just stopped filming completely. She didn't show up to the girls' trip or anything. It was too much pressure for her. She claims Jesse and Demi were, bullying her. Demi, yes, I don't know if Jesse was. Jesse's just a follower, but even Jesse has come to the light. But it's just unfortunate to see. I do think Jen is a little dumb, though, because they told you something was going to happen. Why not give your man a heads up if you know how he gets? It's kind of like she likes to test him, too. And I do think Jen distorts reality, because you do say certain stuff and then you go back on it. You walk it back when it's like, that's not what you were just saying, girl. So I was kind of happy to see Jen go. I'm like, girl, take care of yourself because you are not well. Not well in my Dorinda voice. She wasn't well. What else happened? So Taylor is remaining the HBIC or HMIC. And it's upsetting the girls. I think Demi let first season chatter get to her. And she thought she was coming in as the HMIC. When it's like, baby girl, that's not how reality TV works. The fans will love you one season and hate you the next. And it makes sense as to why she was doing so much press now saying Jesse is a traitor. And I'm like, I thought that was your best friend. When it turns out Demi is the traitor. Demi, you're trying to get your friend off the show so you can get more money. Now I definitely believe that she's been having financial hardships because you're trying to get Jessie kicked off the show. You're like, oh, she doesn't really need it. She already has a hair empire. She's sitting on a hair empire. She doesn't need to be on the show. It doesn't mean it's not a good platform. I mean, Jessie found out through nurses from watching her on the show, like, hey, you might need to get a thyroid removed. Like your thyroid, like you look like you have something going on. You need to get a surgery. She got checked out and now she had to do that. Something, if she was never on the show, she wouldn't have even ever known because people told her that in her DMs. So you want your friend to go off because you're jealous that she has more money than you. And you were trying to cut a deal behind her back. That is wild to me. So that was our first instance. And then we get Demi texting Layla asking her how much she getting paid for a brand deal. Then all the ladies did hear Demi said she should get the most brand deals. So Demi and Brett are struggling because Brett was cheating on Demi and funding his other family. Allegedly. I'm not going to say alleged because it's not true. I just made that up. But she's clearly in some financial hardships because she's trying to ask everyone off the show. She's like, you can go, you can go, you can go. She's like, I can do it all by myself. She says she is running a one-woman show. Demi, you letting it get to you. And I'm finding out Jessie is that girl. So why are you talking about her? Talking about she can't do extensions. All of y'all hair looks amazing. Now, I don't see it straight. I did see this TikTok. There's a TikTok, guys. I might play it here or here. There's a TikTok. Someone went to Jay-Z Styles in Utah. They did not get styled by Jessie, but they did get extensions, and it looks super choppy. And she said she can't even straighten it. She said she wouldn't even know how to curl this. It was super choppy, y'all. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to play the video. So it does make me question, are the extensions good? Because every time I see their hair, it's perfectly curled. Like, their hair looks amazing. So I don't know why Demi would talk about that unless her hair was giving what that TikTok video was giving. Because if that was the case, then yikes. But yeah, Demi went crazy on Taylor's mom. Demi really thought this season she was going to be the HBIC in charge, tried to lead this charge to kind of get Taylor kicked out of Mom Talk when it's like, y'all are all there because of Taylor. Let's not do that, because if anything, Taylor can get you kicked off the show in a heartbeat, and I'd be here for it. But the girls are coming for Demi on social media. I'm not. It's one bad season. Just like I wasn't coming for Whitney last season. I'm like, it's one bad season. Whitney slowly worked her way back into the group like I knew she would. What Whitney say to Michaela? It's an effing reality show. Because Michaela's like, you only reach out to me when the cameras are rolling. She's like, no, I'm not cussing. She said, no, it's a reality show. I mean, that's how it works. Michaela looks like Blair Waldorf. She does not look like Leighton Meester, though. But I said it last season. She looks just like Blair Waldorf. I saw this tweet, and they were like, why is it giving that? But it's not even giving Leighton Meester. It's giving specifically Blair Waldorf. But Whitney's back in with the group. Taylor's trying to figure out herself with Dakota. She's choosing herself, which she should have done all along. I like Taylor. Taylor's probably my favorite. Taylor and Macy are my favorites. But she's choosing herself. Her and Dakota still were having a romantic relationship. They were very up and down. Taylor's family, I feel for her. Her family, they're very thirsty for camera time. I feel like I need some more gloss. Her family's really thirsty for camera time. And the fact that her stepdad said, what does that say about you on camera? Trying to embarrass her, calling her a whore, a hoe. It was like, that's why I have such an issue with religions, because there's such a superiority complex and kind of like you bow down to the man, right? It's really a struggle for me. And it's like, this man cheated on her, having extramarital affairs. She finds out, doesn't know if she wants to be with him for her own sanity and for her betterment, because it's just kind of like, why do I want to be with this guy? And somehow it gets flipped to her that it's like, well, what does that say about you? I mean, what does it say about him? And she didn't know he was doing that, but he's like, what does it say about you? I thought that was wild. I think they're definitely trying to get into the mix. I also think Taylor's mom is in constant competition with her. Kind of like, look at me. Her face looks crazy. But it's crazy how much she does look like Taylor. But I can't even remember what she looked like first season. And like, who paid for that? Also, her mom was at the CMA Awards. Let's get into CMAs, because there's a lot of online chatter. Me personally, I would feel a type of way if this group I'm in, Mom Talk, I post something, y'all all like it, nobody comments. Let's be real. If you're in a group filming a reality show, none of your co-stars commented on your post, or the girls you generally hang out with, they're part of Mom Talk, none of them responded or commented, reposted. It was giving jealous. I genuinely believe Macy was going to come back and probably like comment. Genuinely believe probably Layla would have. And I genuinely believe Michaela would have. That's my theory. I don't think Jesse and Demi were going to say anything. Jen is not in a good place. And then Whitney, I don't think Whitney was going to say anything. Do think it's interesting how out of all of them, 8 women, nobody wanted to leave her a comment. I think that was weird. I think that was really weird. What else is happening? What else happened? Miranda. So a lot of people like Miranda. I was indifferent to her because I do feel like she saw the ladies blew up last season and she's like, let me get a piece of this. And I mean, I don't blame her, but I'm just like, it wasn't real to me. It wasn't authentic. But I will say with Miranda, she wasn't doing any extraness. Like, she was really true to herself. She did admit some things. We also learned some more about the swinging scandal. We do learn that they would be having intimacy, like intimate fondlings and stuff in the same bed. And Miranda did confirm that, which I thought was interesting because before she was like, we never did more than kiss. And Taylor's like, well, we did XYZ. And then we find out Miranda's husband, her ex-husband, was the one that Taylor was caught up in. But Taylor never admitted to having feelings for him. He admitted to having feelings for her. So that kind of drove a wedge between Miranda and Taylor. Then we also get this Halloween party, which I'm just like, this is why I really don't understand their religion, because y'all can't drink alcohol, but you can dress up as sluts. I mean, period. You can celebrate Halloween as the normal American girl would, but you can't have alcohol. Also, you can do ketamine therapy, but you can't have caffeine. You girls are getting pregnant left and right. You don't believe in protection, but you believe in divorce. It's weird to me. It is weird, but I love it. I eat it up. We get that Halloween party, which is crazy. Chase pointing in Taylor's freaking face. Too much. He was also trying to be on camera. We get Taylor's mom showing up to the Christmas party. Demi's hair ate. Was it JC Styles? Her hair ate. The side part, it was giving mob wife. I was like, on period. Okay, this is a HMIC. The middle part ain't. The side part is. I always feel like somebody when I have a side part as well. But it ate. And then she was cussing out Leanne, Taylor's mom. She did not care. She was like, you can get it as well. And you know what? Demi has she's very jealous of Taylor because Taylor did start Mom Talk. And Demi thought, because I was the fan favorite, I could possibly push Taylor out as soon as Taylor does something bad. Because Taylor's been cool all season. Can we all agree? So it looks like Brett did cheat on Demi because he was upset about that rumor. That's why I think there's going to be a second part, because the way it ended was crazy. Let's also talk about Jesse and Demi's relationship as friends. Demi talking crap about Jesse. Oh, I guess I did talk about that. But like, where do they go from now? What else can we talk about? I said Layla not having a backbone because she didn't. I mean, she could have backed Taylor twice and she still didn't. So I was just like, girl, what are we here for? But Layla's faces this whole season, hilarious. I live for a good face. Hey, Phaedra. And then I wanted to talk about kind of like the bombshell, which is why I think there has to be a second part to this season. There was a bombshell, Marinara from Vanderpump Villa. I did not watch Vanderpump Villa. Now I'm like, should I? But they only hyped up that one episode. So Marciano and Demi had a flirtation going on, apparently. And let me turn my light up because the sun is setting. Let me see. Ooh. But then it's like too bright. Okay, that should be good. Yeah, I guess they had a flirty banter going on, and Marciano didn't really know what the boundaries were. He thought she was flirting with him a lot more. He didn't really know what the boundary and the clear line was. So he thought that they could be flirting and all of this stuff, whatever. The biggest bombshell, though, and Layla meets up with him. Also, I just can't with he's like, oh, wow, you in the mini skirt. Like, you look so good. Like, you're literally flirting with Layla. Leia. Is it Layla or Layla? Leia. Literally flirting with her. I'm just like, Marinara, go sit down. Go sit down. And he takes like a shot of tequila straight. And he tells the bombshell that it was actually Jesse and him that effed. And that the rumors were true. The rumors were brought up at a party. Was it I think it was when they went on their first girls trip. Was it Arizona? And it was one of like the questions like, did you and Marinara make out? And this was towards Jesse, and this was outside of Tom Tom. And she was like, no, that would never happen. Like, if I did cheat, why would I do it in public? Whenever somebody says that, I'm like, so you would do it in public? Because I'm like, if you think you're too smart to get caught in public, like no one's going to believe that happened in public, you would do it in public. Right? I don't know. It was weird. It was weird the way she worded it, but I was like, okay, Jesse, I thought you and your man were like in a good space. I don't know. One thing I know for sure with the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, majority of these women had kids and got married way too early. They did. And then they're kind of just like settled. They didn't really get a chance to really like experience life. But what else happened? Yeah, so that was the bombshell. And that's why I'm just like, there's no way it's ending like that. There can't be any way that it just ends like that. Because the preview we didn't get a preview last time. It's like almost as if that was already filmed. I wonder if they're going to drop something Thursday. There has to be something. I need to check Reddit and I need to see what is going on. Like, literally. What are we at? We're kind of like at an hour now, y'all. We're at an hour. Yeah, I really loved Mormon Wives. It was really good. I think what we're going to do, let's talk about, I wanted to talk about Basketball Wives real quick. So, y'all, I posted something on TikTok and I was just basically talking about how Tai Young, because I didn't even watch Basketball Wives yet. I was talking about how Tai Young was up on the phone all day talking to Drew, because that's the clip I saw on social media of Ming Lee, like, I checked your phone record, you got 3,000 minutes with Drew Sidora. And I was like, oop, that's the real tea, clock it. So I was like, why isn't Ming Lee on Atlanta? She should have just been on Atlanta, because now we're watching two storylines play out when they really should have played out together. People are saying that would have been too much for Drew to handle. I agree, but it still don't stop me for wanting that as a viewer. Yada, yada, yada. I was talking about that, how Tai was talking to Drew, and Tai Young responded on my TikTok. And I'm just like, girl, what? Oh my gosh. I have to play the TikTok here or there and I'll go to the comments. But Tai said falling asleep on the phone, baby, is not what happened. I was like, OMG, Tai, what are you doing here? And the comments under that are like, oh, we know you did it now. And it's like, you was doing something on the phone, sis. What's tea? Because now that I've watched Basketball Wives, that's what happened. She's saying she has a phone record of, you know, y'all talking on the phone for a while. 3,000 minutes is crazy. Tai wanted to clear her name in my comment section on period. It's all love with Tai Young. It's just hilarious to me because she's kind of dated these most iconic reality TV girls. And I'm like, on period. But Tai Young says they were not on the phone. So you've heard it here first. I think that's like my first podcast exclusive. You've heard it here first. Let's talk about Love Hotel real quick because, yeah, I think I talked about it a little bit. Did I take notes on that? Maybe I didn't. Oh, maybe I didn't. But I did just watch it. It's because I just watched it before I logged on. Ashley and Ralph are cozying up. Oh, I found it. They're cozying up. They're making out all over the place, everywhere. Earl and Shannon are on the outs. So I have it. Shannon's there to escape past trauma. Luann is there for a quickie. Giselle is there to get that bag. And Ashley is there to solve her daddy issues. Ashley, I knew she didn't like Wale like that. And she likes white old men. And that's that. Giselle does not really like Phil, the prince from Bel Air. She wants to see his house and drive in the Rolls Royce. Luann wants to get screwed. Luann wants to have a good time. So much that we see in the next episode that it's possible that she is getting screwed. And then Shannon. I don't watch Shannon on OC, but she is rubbing me wrong. She's very insecure. She's very childish. Very childish. Like, Earl confronts you, like, this is how you made me feel. He said her teasing was a sense of trauma for him. It was kind of a trigger. And she didn't like his response. She wants him to be like, well, you shouldn't be triggered by it. You should be a man. He's telling you how he feels, just like you told him how you felt about him not eating vegetables. Shannon should probably not be dating right now. I don't know. She just, every time I see her on screen, and I've gotten it, I don't watch OC, but I did hear from this. I did hear this, that she's like that in a lot of her relationships. Like, she's always finding something wrong. She's always nitpicking, and she's always kind of pushing them away. And then it's like becomes such a toxic environment. So I'm not shocked, but she does give him something at the end of the episode, and it's giving Earl gets the boot. And she's really connecting with this other guy, Adam, right now. But Adam didn't kiss her, so now she finds an issue with that. She's like, he's being too respectful. She just finds an issue in everything. And I'm just like, girl, is it that deep? Is it that deep? But Ashley and Giselle do talk about Ralph because Giselle wasn't feeling Ralph either. And I'm like, this was probably the wrong show for Giselle to go on, but I really would like to see Giselle kind of like fall in love or like click with somebody. She's not clicking with anyone. But yeah, I really am enjoying Bravo's Love Hotel. I think that'll probably be 10 episodes, so I don't think we have long for that. I'm excited for Miami. Miami's coming out soon. This Gen Z show is coming out soon. Something else is coming out. Well, that was Mormon Wives. I kind of wish they didn't drop the whole thing, but I'm glad they did. But like, it was so good. It was so good. I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for listening to What the Reality with me, Cassia Roberts. Next episode, we're going to talk about the Summer House finale. And then next week, we, of course, are talking about Atlanta, and we're going to be talking about a specific, special What's the Reality topic, which I think you guys will be really excited about. Thank you so much for listening. Until the next time. Period. Thank you so much for listening to my podcast, What the Reality with me, Cassia Roberts. Don't forget to leave a 5-star rating and a comment wherever you listen to your podcast. Let me know what I should be doing. Let me know how I'm doing. All compliments are welcome. Until the next time.